Matter of fact, we start the recording. The intention of this call is to literally give you something of value that you can go ahead, receive, and apply into your life. And something that I use and something that I've been learning about that is not really talked about a lot. And honestly, I barely hear any talked about it at all. Not a lot of people do this. This is what we call the power of intention. Power of intention, guys. And pretty much what I'm saying is, a lot of times, when we get caught up in doing what we're doing, we're caught up in the day, you guys, it gets real easy to get caught up into the daily trivia of life. And, it ends up being, you're just doing whatever you're doing. But one thing I'm learning, guys, is like, when you set an intention for what you're doing, you don't have to think anymore. And a lot of times, guys, we convince ourselves out of our own success. We're the ones that's holding ourselves back. Like, you are literally always your only problem and your only solution. And one thing that setting intention does, it allows you to get out of your head and into your heart space. And that's something that's very important, when it comes to being present or being focused or things like that. When you set the intention for something to happen, you don't have to figure out how it's going to happen, because your brain is hardwired to make that word for you, or whatever you believe in. You got to realize that when you just set an intention for something, or like, let's say you say a prayer for something, or maybe you write something down, or maybe it's an affirmation you have. When you set the intention for something, that's literally all it has to be. There's nothing else after that. Like, it just naturally will happen if you allow it to happen. And the only thing that will make it not happen is your own resistance. Okay, so literally set the intention of what you want to happen. Just trust that it will happen. And, guys, that's what we call the placebo effect as well. And it's very true, and it's very applicable to this business. It's very applicable to trading as well. Literally both. And honestly, anything in life, guys, when you set an intention for something, it will by law happen unless you vibrate at least 1% of doubt. Your own doubting thoughts, your own fear-based programming in your mind is the only thing that can really convince you out of it. Because literally, guys, that's just literally how it works. You got to think about it like this. You had zero thoughts in your head. And which is pretty much like what being in the present moment is like. Like, when you meditate or whatever you do to get into the present moment. Some people work out, some people do yoga, some people are just naturally in the present moment all day long. And when you're in the present moment, not a lot of thoughts enter your head with resistance. And that's what absorbing yourself into the present moment is. It's really essentially, there's no worry in the present moment. There's no doubt. Everything just naturally flows. You can also call this flow state. It's something that for you to get to wherever you want to go, or honestly just to have some type of peace of mind, you have to get into flow state. Because when you're in flow state, everything literally always works out. And this kind of ties into your wish, your command, feel good now. But it's more so on the thought process, guys. Because listen, if there's no thought in your head and you suggest a thought, Think Rich talks about this, auto-suggestion. When you suggest a thought, if that's the only thought, it'll happen. It doesn't even matter how many times you think it, or how many, we talk about 17 seconds of a consistent thought. That is you starting the process of rewiring your thought pattern. So, and I'm really setting this call for anyone that's overthinking right now, or maybe you have some type of worry or some type of doubt. A lot of times it's overthinking. And, what I've learned, guys, is like, if you're overthinking negatively, you need to stop. Like, you literally need to stop. But people don't know how to stop. Like, the way this works, when it comes to your thought patterns, refer back to Asking It Is Given. And if you have not read Asking It Is Given, go ahead and read that book. Because that's how it works, okay? Asking It Is Given. And what we're saying is, you should definitely write this down. This has got to be, I hate to say it, but like, this has got to be probably the most powerful thing that I've learned, honestly, probably in my entire life. Literally, guys, like this thing right here will by itself alone literally has the power to shift you completely in a whole 180. Like, if you're already doing amazing in whatever you're doing right now, if you have no complaints, like, this is going to take you even that much further. Literally, guys, this is something that's unbelievably powerful. powerful. 17 seconds of a consistent thought, a repetitive thought, you are now letting the law of attraction to come into play. You are now attracts a like thought, okay? Now, when you get to 68 seconds, this is where it gets very powerful. This is when your thought pattern becomes automatic in that direction. So guys, I mean, drop a 1 in the chat if sometime in your life, which probably almost every day at some point in time, have you had a problem where you were just excessively either overthinking, either hesitating, maybe just thinking negative, thinking about how it won't work out, and you don't want to think these thoughts. Like, no one wants to think these thoughts, right? Okay. So what I'm saying is, so whoever said they're lost, let's start over. So you may have just got on. What we're talking about tonight is intention, and really, my intention for this call is for you to take something of value so that you can receive it and apply it into your life. So what I'm talking about right now is for those people out there, you know, I have fallen victim to it from time to time, and it happens, you know what I mean? It happens, but I've learned how to get out of it. And this happens to probably everyone on this call. And what it is when you get into a state of mind that is not conducive to your growth, whether it is negative thoughts, whether it is anxiety, whether it is lack of being present, maybe you're scrolling on your phone, maybe you're distracted, you're thinking the wrong thought pattern, and you know you are. You're not feeling as well as you could, right? That's what I'm talking about, because there's no reason you can't feel amazing all the time. There's no reason other than your own resisting thoughts. What I'm saying is, if you have a thought pattern of 17 seconds in a row of a repetitive thought, what that does is it attracts a like thought. So can we agree? And if you're with me, drop a 1 in the chat if you're with me. If you think a thought, it's like if you're thinking negative, you've probably been thinking negative for like hours, literally 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hours. You know why? You know why that is, guys? And I really hope you can catch this. I really hope you can catch this, guys, because this has absolutely changed my life, okay? When you were thinking negative for hours and hours and hours, whatever, and sometimes it could be days, and honestly, guys, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be your whole life. Literally, people are in these thought patterns their entire life, and it only takes 68 seconds to reverse it. It doesn't matter how long you've been thinking negative. It only takes 68 seconds, guys, and this is so powerful. And like I said, this is literally just a quick breakdown. Get the book, Asking is Given. This fact alone will change everything for you. And, you know, that's literally guaranteed. Like, that's literally guaranteed if you can apply this. And what I'm saying is, if you're thinking a negative thought, what you must do is have a specific counter thought. Because remember, you cannot get rid of a negative thought. It's not possible. You have to replace it. You have to replace your thoughts. So, for example, one of the go-tos for me, and we talk about this all the time, is just simple things that you want to think thoughts that make you feel better than you're feeling. You don't have to feel amazing, just feel a little bit better. So one of them being, I feel so lucky, or I am so lucky. Thank you for the feelings. You know, just simple things like this. And what's happening is when you say this out loud over and over, and you don't have to say it out loud, but it gives it more power when you do. You know, you could just sit in your head and think this to yourself, but when you speak this out loud, it is very powerful. When you do this 17 seconds in a row, it's going to be natural for the 18-second, one of these similar thoughts is naturally going to come to you. That's what it means. The law of attraction is coming into play. There is a science behind this. It's not random. Like, this is a very specific way this works. You could try this for yourself after this call, or do it right now. Like, for those of you that have a goal card, you know, and, you know, Kevin Trudeau talks about this all the time. And he's said this on Your Wish Is Your Command as well. When you're thinking about your chief aim, you're practically thinking about it all day. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, guys. 17 seconds allows you to be able to continue the thought. But when you get to 68 seconds and beyond, what happens is that thought pattern has now replaced the old thought pattern, and it's on autopilot. So if you get a thought appears that's not that autopilot thought, you can immediately get rid of it, because you're already in the law of attraction cycle of the 68 seconds, which is put your thought pattern in a certain direction. So if you focus that on your chief aim, what happens is automatically you're going to keep thinking on that same thought pattern the rest of the day until you just think about something else, and for that long. It's very powerful, and it's literally very powerful, guys. Like, honestly, like, that's something that you can really use for your advantage, but you need to first become aware. Awareness is the key. If you're not aware that you're thinking something that you don't like, then it doesn't even matter. Like, but the thing is, what Dr. Joe Dispenza said is that you must be conscious of your unconscious thoughts to the point where you don't allow a thought that you don't want to experience to go across your presence. Now, we're not saying resisting thoughts. We're not saying resisting thoughts, and he's very big on doing the meditation right when you wake up. And a lot of people are. That's something that has been very powerful. For me, as someone who naturally overthinks situations or could be worried, or honestly, guys, I just be overthinking sometimes. Like, sometimes I do that, and you drop a 222 if you overthink sometimes. Probably everyone at some point in their life has overthought what I mean. Like, and it's usually, guys, like it's not the good way. It's not the good way. And what we're saying is we don't need to think. Like, we don't really need to think so much when you just set the intention. And that's really what the title of this call was. So if you can get yourself into a feel-good state, you set the intention, it's just going to happen. And the only thing that could make it not happen is your own resisting thoughts. So that's why I really started here with the 17 seconds and the 68 seconds, because this can immediately reverse your thought pattern to where you can just give a suggestion and it will just automatically complete itself. Now, another book I want to show you guys. First one was Asking It Is Given. Okay. Second one is Cybernetics. And in Cybernetics, what it was saying was, I said this very briefly at the very beginning, but when you set an intention to do something and don't resist it from happening, it will literally by law happen. It literally will happen. The only thing that will make it not happen is you thinking that it won't, is your doubt that can creep in. Okay, so what we're saying is you make a suggestion to whatever you want, and they call it a success mechanism. A human being is not a machine, but a human brain is a machine in how it works. It is a machine in how it works. It's a cybernetic system, literally. When you set an intention to do something, your brain will figure it out how to work it without you having to think it. Like, it's an automatic process that happens, but it's us not trusting that it'll happen that resists it from happening. Okay? So for you to just trust, you just have to have full belief. Like, why don't you try saying one of your affirmations and paying attention to how you feel when you say it, and paying attention to what does that make you feel like, and how much do you really believe it? Because a lot of us here have goals, and if you do not have goals, like, let's start with goals. Like, if you don't have goals, you need to have a goal, because if you don't have a goal, it's pretty much you have no intention, and you're just kind of just going wherever life takes you. Okay, you can either go with life or you can create your life, and that's really what the power of goals are. You get to decide. You get to become a deliberate creator of your life. Become a deliberate creator of your life. So if you're setting goals, when the thing is, guys, it's not the words that you're saying that matters. When it comes to this universe, when it comes to spirituality, and that's what we're talking about here, guys, success is 90 to 99% spiritual. So when it comes to the spiritual side, you got to realize that the things like this that we're talking about is very important. It's very important, and it can really help you. It can really help you get to the next level a lot more quickly than if you're just relying on the physical realm only by itself. Okay, so intentions are powerful when we allow them to happen. Okay, now think about it like this. There's also another book. There's another book, guys. This one is called Magic of Believing. Magic of Believing. It kind of talks about the same phenomena. And I challenge you guys, when you're writing down your goals, and here's what I was saying. It's not the words that you're saying. The universe doesn't know words. It's only frequency. It's only frequency. It's only energy. So if you don't believe what you're saying, you might as well not even say it. Because what's happening here, guys, is this. If you don't believe your goal, when you talk about your goal or think about your goal, you're sending resistant energy into the universe. That's what's happening. So you literally, by law, have to believe 100% for it to work. But also by law, when you believe 100%, it has no choice but to happen. Okay? So what I'm getting at right now is when it comes to intentions, you should know this is how it works, so you have no reason to doubt it. This is just how it works. When you set an intention, it will by law happen unless you creep in doubt. It just will automatically happen. Your brain is wired to work that way when you are in the present moment, when you're in flow state, when you're not resisting anything. The only resistance is just you resisting thoughts that are coming into your head, and you're in the wrong thought pattern. Negative thoughts are coming in, or just resisting thoughts in general. So we went over a couple things. For those of you who just came on here, meditation in the morning. If you don't meditate, start with guided meditation. There is 2 different ones specifically that Joe Dispenza morning meditation. It is 14 minutes long. That's something that I listen to every single morning. That's really helped me, and it's really taken me a long way. When I was in very bad patterns of overthinking and things like that, it's literally like immediate fix, because when you do it the first thing in the morning, you really just overcome yourself first thing in the day, and it's really difficult to really get into overthinking when you meditate first thing in the morning. Like, it's just natural to be present the rest of the day, and that's why pretty much everyone that meditates recommends doing it early as a day as possible, because the longer you wait, the increased odds of you having way more thoughts to allow, and that's really what meditation is to me, is just allowing whatever comes up in your head to be there and not putting so much meaning on it. And that's what really happens when we're having resistant thoughts. It's something that's really happening unconsciously. And that's why you must be conscious or aware of what's coming into your mind, and allow yourself to have a password on your mindset. Everyone on this call, you have a password on your iPhone, you have a password on your Instagram, you have a password on your MetaTrader, on your KOT Forex, you got a password on your IM Academy, okay? But not everyone has a password on their mindset. You let anyone literally pee in your brain. Like, literally, you let anyone come into your space, into your environment, and say whatever they want to say. You're scrolling on social media, you're looking at negativity, you're looking at people saying this and saying that, and you're allowing it to come into your energetic field. You must be aware enough to let go of what no longer serves you. You must be aware enough to let go of your distractions, because it's not serving you. But the thing is, guys, if you don't have a goal or an intention, all this stuff means nothing. If you're just coasting through life, you're just drifting through life, none of this means anything to you. But if you actually have specific goals and you want to accomplish something, then setting intentions and trusting is a very powerful thing that can allow things to come to you very quickly. Okay, so we're talking about trusting or allowing. I consider those synonyms. And awareness and consciousness, I consider those synonyms as well, and they can use interchangeably. Okay, so you must be aware enough to know if you're in the right thought pattern. And one thing they said, to keep this simple, guys, you don't have to really think about what you're thinking about. You just got to be aware of how you're feeling, because if you're feeling good, your thoughts are right. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're not feeling good, just know that it's because your thoughts. That's what you need to be aware of, because it happens from time to time. But what I'm saying is, if you're just scrolling on social media, and guys, I'm telling you this right now, I was scrolling on social media a little bit today. I just had to delete the apps because I'm aware enough to know that it was draining my energy. Okay, so you need to be aware enough to let go of things that are not serving you. You need to be aware enough to do that. So right now I'm telling you, so now you should be aware if you're not already. Let go of what no longer serves. You must let go of it. Yes, allow yourself to feel your own feelings. Allow yourself to think a thought that comes into your head. But if the energy that you are focusing on is not what you want, you have no business focusing on it. You have no business focusing on it, because when you focus on it, it's going to grow. And when it grows faster, and it grows faster. And we just literally laid out how this works. Literally, this is how it works. If you think of something for less than 17 seconds, don't worry about it. It's fine. The law of attraction is not going to hit you that quick. Okay, universe is not going to respond that quick, right? 17 seconds, this is how you start the process of reversing. Okay, this is how you start the process of reversing. So what I recommend doing, this can really help you a lot, is having a set of affirmations like this right here. Having a set of affirmations that on go, you can on purpose, consciously, literally make a decision and say, I'm going to say these for 68 seconds straight and believe it, knowing that in the process of me doing that, it's going to completely shift my vibration back into a feeling good state. Literally the fastest way I have found to go from a lower vibration to a higher vibration, literally immediately, like it's literally immediately. And you pair that with going on a walk outside or listening to some music, literally that is a cheat code to life. Like that's literally a cheat code to life. How to get out of a bad feeling immediately. You realize this, guys, as well, that you are not your thoughts. That's something that's so important to understand. And not to get too esoteric with you, this could, a lot of you guys on this call, you probably heard these terms before, but this is a spiritual Saturday call, so this is definitely the time and place. But when it comes to the ego mind, versus the higher self. What we're saying is the higher self is infinite. It is present. This is the all-knowing side of you that's connected to the spiritual realm. Okay? So when you're operating in your higher self, or when you are feeling good with no resistance, and to put it in other words, you know that you can trust what you do 100% because you're in a feel-good state. Knowing that when you are in a feel-good state, you are allowing your well-being to flow through you, or how Askin is given calls source energy. You're allowing source energy to flow through you when you're in your higher self, when you are allowing things to come into you, right? When you're allowing it. But the ego mind, this is where overthinking happens. This is where a lot of labels get placed. This is where you want control. You want to know the how. You want it, like, the ego mind is only going to hold you back. Now, this is we all have both sides of us. It's not saying one is good or the bad or the other, but what we're saying is when you're in the ego mind, you need to make a decision to say, I don't want to be in this state of mind anymore. Let me switch my vibration, because simply knowing this, no matter what your situation is, the universe doesn't care. The universe cares what your current vibrational offering is. That's what the universe is going to pay attention to. It's not the words you say. It's not the thoughts you think, but it's the feeling attached to those words and thoughts. It's the vibration that is attached to it, okay? So your job is to feel good now every single time. Feel good now is your number one goal at any given time, because when you're feeling good, it all works out. Why does it all work out when you're feeling good? Because when you're feeling good, you are allowing source energy to flow through you, and that is, to put in other terms, that's literally like God is working through your physical body, so you know that whatever you do, it's not even really you anyway. It's just the present moment in the intention that you set. And that's something that a lot of like really seriously super successful people, what they talk about is when you set a goal, you must sacrifice your life for your goal. So it's more like, is this goal worthy of me? You know, and that's how Bob Proctor words it. And for a period of time, in a period of your life, this is what Kevin Trudeau said, is that for a period of your life, for a period of time, and specifically in network marketing, you're going to have to make this your chief aim focus and obsessively think about it all the time. Can you obsessively think about building this business for 2, 3, 4 years to have generational wealth for the rest of your life? Literally, to have your family good, to have your mom have a house, to get rid of all the debts in your family name. Like, can you obsessively focus on one thing for consistent period of time, long enough to get the results you want? And that's literally what I'm asking you. And if that's not you, that's totally fine. But this is for the people on here that really want to get to the next level, that are struggling where they're at. You know, I'm giving you some assistance and some specific things that you can apply into your life that I have applied from reading these books that Kevin Trudeau recommends, from listening to Your Wish, Your Command every day, literally the entire year. And this is something that I'm practicing and getting better every single day. And it's something that I know for a fact will work for you, and work for you very fast. Now, first of all, it's awareness. Like we were saying, awareness first, then allowing, okay? So we went over a couple of things to go over just to highlight this. And meditation first thing in the morning, that's going to be one of the most powerful things you can do when it comes to feeling good now, is to start off the day feeling good and then just continue it throughout the day. That's the easiest thing to do. You say your affirmations, make that be the first thing you think about. Your goal and your affirmation should be the first thing you think about after your meditation. It should automatically be your first thought when you wake up. Your goal should literally wake you up. There should be no sleeping in. As soon as your eyes open, you're so excited to go out there and achieve your goal that you have no thought of sleeping in. And that's really how it must be. That's the definition of obsessively thinking about your goal. And if you guys have listened to Your Wish, Your Command, or you know what a chief aim is, that's what a chief aim is. It's something that you have made a decision in the short term. It's not forever, guys. It's not for your whole life. In the short term, I'm going to decide one thing that I'm going to obsessively think about until it is done. That's what focus stands for. Follow one course until successful. Successful people focus on goals. Unsuccessful people focus on distractions. So, like, guys, we're literally bombarded with distractions all day, every single day, especially if you're on social media, if you're driving in traffic, you see all these billboards, all these advertisements. You got a lot of things going on. You need to make sure your goal is the thing you see the most. It should be on the forefront of your mind at all times. It should be the thing that you can literally just pull out of your pocket and just have it right there so that you can read it. Now, when you're reading it, guys, remember this right here. Check this out. When you're reading it, you literally know how this works, so you don't have to question it. Now, at first, if you've never done this before, try it a couple times, see how it works for you, right? But what I'm saying is, this is how it works. This has been scientifically proven. But I'm telling you right now, when you think about your goal for 68 seconds straight in an obsessive way, in a feel-good way, you are automatically, by law of the universe, allowing that into your experience. And you have then given the universe enough time to create a physical equivalent of the frequency you were just transmitting. And not only that, 68 seconds makes the thought pattern automatic. Makes it automatic, so you'll keep thinking about it without even trying. That's so powerful to understand. That's why the goal card is so powerful. And also, of course, the fact of having it in the pocket. Of course, it's touching you physically. You're physically connected to it as well. I mean, there's so many aspects of the goal card that makes it so powerful. And if you do have your own environment, if you do have your own house or apartment or room or whatever the case may be, putting your goal everywhere. That's something that David Imaniite talks about, chairman of 750 in the company. You guys all know him, Mr. Believe Nation. It's something he talks about is having not a goal book or not a vision board, but a vision environment everywhere. He has private jets everywhere in his house. He has a printed out piece of paper that has his goal literally written on it everywhere around the house, literally. Why would you do something like that? Because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. If it's in sight, it's in mind. If you make it easier to think about it, that's only going to better your situation. It's only going to make it easier on you when you do that. But when you have random things on your walls that are not pertaining to your goal or your dreams, in a sense, it is a distraction, because if we're talking about a chief aim focus, it should be something you're obsessively thinking about for a short period of your life. A chief aim is what? 6 months to 5 years. That's what it is. That's by definition what Kevin Trudeau said. A chief aim is something that you can complete in 6 months to 5 years, typically speaking, right? Not exactly, but typically speaking. So can you obsessively think about a goal so much and feel good about it so much, knowing that if you think about it, focus on it, feel good about it, believe it 100%, by law, it has to happen. Like it literally will just happen. The only thing that can stop it is your resisting thoughts. That's it. That's literally it. When you are feeling a certain way about your goal, you literally automatically take action based off of your feeling, and there's no reason to ever think or second guess or question anything, because it's your feeling. And really what's powerful and really what can really take you from where you're at to where you're going is like getting out of the think stage, altogether, and just making decisions on feeling. It's making decisions on feeling. It's not about what you're thinking so much. Your thoughts are literally, you're not your thoughts. Just because you think a negative thought does not mean you have to identify with that. Just because you think a positive thought does not mean you have to identify with it. It's just a thought, but you can use thoughts to your advantage. That's what's very powerful. When you know how thoughts work and how the only meaning they have is what you place on them. And that's just anything in life in general. It's anything in life in general. You are the placebo. Whatever you believe, like, you gotta realize there's, 30 people on here right now, and each one of us has an entire different world in our head. But on some level, we think that others think like us, and it's really not true. And it's probably so different to the point we don't even know what's going on in other people's heads. You have no idea. They have their whole, and one thing I like to describe this is we literally have our own universes going on in our own system. Like, who knows what is going on for you and who's going on for the next person. So realize that, stop caring about what other people are doing. Stop caring about what other people are thinking. Focus on you. The only person you can control is you. If you want to affect someone else, you need to control yourself. That's the only way. A lot of times we have people in our life that we want to change, or we want to help, or we want to get better. That's something that I do as well. I always love to help other people. But what I constantly have to remind myself is, for me to help others, I must take care of myself. Because when I make sure that I am good, I am aligned with source energy, I am connected, I am feeling good, automatically I have so much to give. I have an infinite source to give, and we all have this power. Tap into this power. You have infinite energy to tap into when you are connected with the source energy. You have it's infinite energy. There's no limit to that, but you must connect to that. So you must know what is draining your energy so that you can let go of it. It no longer serves you. But one thing that, I think I saw it on Instagram today, it said, if you cannot change the people in your life, you can't change them. You need to change the people in your life. That means you need to remove those people and find new people. Like, the people of your future cannot come into your life until you let go of the people from your past. Okay? You need to hang around people that are serving your future and not your past. That's one of the most draining things you could have, is being in an environment of people that are not serving your future. That's one of the most draining things you can have, that's holding you back tremendously. So if you're on here and maybe you're new, or maybe whatever, you have all these friends that you used to have, and you're about hitting your goals and they're not. They're just chilling. They're cool. I'm not saying you have to cut them off completely, but you need to be aware of how you're spending your time and energy. You need to be aware of that. Okay? You need to be aware of that energy that you're allowing into your life, because what you're allowing is what you're feeling, guys. And if you can just feel good about your goal and think about it all the time, stay focused on it, feel good about it, and allow it to come in, it's going to come in. It just will. That's just how it works. But as Kevin says, you must take action based off of the feelings that you get. Okay, so when you're 68 seconds, you're going to create a circumstance, situation, event, but it's on you to take action on that event. And there should be no hesitation, because you know that you're the one that sent it by transmitting a certain frequency. You're the one that sent it, so there's no reason to question it. And I don't know if Steve's on this call today, but Steve out in Baltimore, he was telling me this is a story from him. So he's in Baltimore. He literally just got started over there in Maryland. He just got started like a couple weeks ago or whatever. And, his story, I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but his story before he even found Forex was just crazy to me. Not crazy, but it's just like, it's really cool to see, because he just said that he was in a place in his life where he needed to feel good and have focus, because he needed to manifest a result, and whatever it is. And I'm not going to get too specific into the details, but he needed something to come to him. He was intentionally sending a frequency, knowing that the universe is going to send him the physical equivalent. And then when he was vibrating on that frequency, the person he met was, I think it was Giatano, and Giatano introduced him to the business. So he knew, because he was on a certain vibration, that he could trust whatever came into his experience. Okay? And the very opposite of this is true as well. If you were in a bad vibration, if you were in a low energy and vibration, the things that come into your experience are going to match that. So that's why one of my friends told me that, they're very spiritual and into this type of stuff. What they told me is, never trust anyone you meet while you're on a low vibration. And that literally makes a lot of sense. That really makes a lot of sense. And just on the other side of things, like when you meet someone on a high vibration, just know that that person matched your vibration. That's how you met. And those of you guys that are already doing this, and you have been implementing this already, and even if you haven't, and what's going to happen is, guys, you start speaking that I'm going to meet these certain people, or I'm at the right place at the right time. The right people are coming my way. And then what happens? You go to the store. As you're getting out of the car, someone's walking out of the store as you're walking in. Literally the perfect person that you were thinking. You could immediately tell that when you saw them, you felt the same way as you felt when you specifically gave the intention to have that experience. Okay, and that's kind of how this thing works. You know that it's for you if it feels the same as you felt when you said it. Okay? And that's why when you hit a goal, you're not going to feel any different when you hit it, because you felt it the entire time. That's how it happened. You literally felt it the entire time. Yeah, Adriana, it might have been. I think it may have been you. It may have been something you posted. It could have been. Yeah, like, it's so true. It really is true. And that's why if any time I am in a lower vibration, and I go into a store, I go into a gas station, I really keep to myself, and I don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? I don't know what to expect. So I'm like, let me just get in and get out. Let me just get in and get out. I don't know what's going to happen in there at that time. But yeah, guys, I hope you received value tonight. Like I said, I wanted to keep this short. And as always, if anyone does have questions on this, or you can definitely type it in the chat or unmute yourself if you do have any questions on this. But definitely, for those of you that just hopped on or kind of hopped on midway through or towards the end, just to summary, the whole point of this call was, the power of intentions and how you can use it to your advantage. And I think what I believe is that when you know how it works, you can trust it more, and it's trusting it which is what makes it work. Okay, so when you know how it works and you start to do it, you get those little victories, those small manifestations. And what happens is those small wins raise your belief for the bigger ones. So just like the smallest win of like this, someone's gonna message me today, getting ready to sign up. Someone's gonna get started today, right? Like it's just a simple thing like that. It's not something that you have to put on a show to say. It's not something that you have to like yell out loud. Like you could literally, like, it's almost better if you just say it in a natural tone, like it's obvious and you don't have to question it. Like, yeah, I'm getting that. It's not even a question. It's not an issue. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is what I'm gonna get. Why? Because I asked for it. That's all you have to do. You ask for it, and then you allow it to come. That's it. That's literally it. That's what the book Asking is Given is about. You ask and allow it to come. Why would it not come? You ask for it. Why, like, you think you're not good enough to get what you want? Like, you need to let go of that thought. It doesn't serve you. You need to let go of it. You need to question your own belief systems. You need to question the way you think. But you can't question what you're not aware of. So first step is awareness. Boom. Where are we going back to? Morning guided meditation, specifically Joe Dispenza, what I believe. And even has you put your hand on your heart, and the way he opens it and closes it, honestly, is incredible. It's incredible. But that's really where it's at. The meditation is going to make you become aware to really not get into the bad thought pattern to begin with. But if you do, 17 seconds to 68 seconds is all you need to reverse it. 68 seconds, your thought pattern's on autopilot. Not only that, you're allowing the law of attraction to send you a physical equivalent. Now remember this, it's not what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're doing, but it's how you feel when you do it is what you're attracting, okay? Because a feeling is nothing more than you becoming aware of a certain vibration that's in your experience. That's what a feeling is. You're aware of a certain vibration. What are words? Word is nothing more than a meaning and a label we give on a specific feeling we have, or a specific image in our head, or a specific thing that happened. We use words so that we can label it and remember it, so we can say it again. That's what affirmations are. It's like, you know how saying this makes you feel, so you say it over and over again on purpose, knowing that if you feel that more than you feel anything else, it'll naturally come into your life. You don't have to question it. You don't have to think, oh, is this going to work? None of that doesn't even matter. It's just automatically going to happen because that's how it works. So I recommend the books. And for those of you that hopefully that made sense, for if it did not make sense, Asking is Given, Magic of Believing, Cybernetics, and The Magic of Thinking Big, which John has. He's over there in Denver. He's reading that right now. Thank you, guys. Yeah, guys, appreciate you. If you had any questions, definitely drop them. If not, yeah, definitely read Asking is Given. That's really the go-to. I just ordered like 3 more books of theirs. Yeah, what do you do when you don't feel like getting up, like all stress gets you and you feel worn out? Yeah, that's a tough one. Like literally, that is a tough one. That happens to all of us at some point. Just know that that has all happened to everyone at some point in time. It's not an easy thing. It's easier said than done. But when you're stressed out, for me, it's always nature is number one. Nature and exercise is number one. And a massage if possible. Massage, nature, and even get a chiropractic adjustment. That'll be really good. I mean, because the thing is, when you're stressed out, what's happening is your body holds on to your stress inside of your muscles, okay? So it's like you need to get a massage. If you're stressed out, that means that the energy that you are stressing about is literally stuck in your body. That's what stress is, okay? The energy that you don't want to experience, it's stuck in your body. So you need to get a massage so that you can release it and let go of it. That's why massages are so powerful. Like, for the most part, I get a massage every 3 to 4 weeks. Like every 3 to 4 weeks. I'm about to go get a massage tomorrow. It's been a little bit longer than normal. And I can definitely tell. Your back should be completely relaxed. All of your muscles in your body, if all of your muscles in your body are completely relaxed, you won't have any anxiety. You won't have any fear. And even a deep meditation session can let go and release a lot of that stress. And another thing is for me, going either a hot tub or a nice bath, those things can have temporary relief of stress, but I would say definitely the massage would be the best. definitely look into a chiropractic adjustment as well. That will really, it really like readjusts everything in there. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm not an expert on that, but I definitely know those are really the powerful ones. I would say massage, nature, chiropractic, hot water. Drink a lot of water as well. Drink a lot of water. Be very hydrated. Stress can also be from, it's like, it comes from, on some level, your brain's interpretation of your experience. So when your brain is hydrated, you probably have a better time, feeling good, because you're just in hydration. Okay. It just depends. I do whole foods. I fill it up. If I'm traveling, I just give what the best option is. How did you lose all of your fears? And I would say the only time that I do have fears, or if fears come up, it's when I don't meditate. That's really the only time. And I would say meditation is the fastest way to get rid of anxiety, fear, worry, doubt. You don't really gain anything from meditation, but you lose those things. You lose anxiety, you lose doubt, you lose fear, you lose worry. Now, something very basic, for if you have no concept of meditation or what that is, or it sounds crazy, or you've never done it, something to remember if you don't do the guided meditation, something that I've done that really helped me, that I learned from Ralph Smart, is the 4-4-4. And pretty much you breathe in for 4 and make these it's a deep breath. When you're deep breathing, oxygen is flowing to your brain on a level that you normally would not experience, okay? And if you meditate in nature, it's even like probably 10 times as powerful. Okay, and then you hold for 4, and then you breathe out for 4. Now, a little bit more advanced, you can also set intentions for these breaths as well. And that's something that I do as well. When I'm breathing in whatever it is for you, but I'm breathing in love and gratitude, and I'm breathing out fear and anxiety or worry. And that's whatever it is for you. That's an intention you set. And remember, guys, this whole call is about intentions. It literally will work. The universe will make it happen. Your brain literally has a cybernetic system to how it works. It will automatically work for you if you allow it to. Just trust that it'll work, and it does. That's how it works. That's what the placebo even means. Okay, so set the intention and it's done. Like, set the intention, just let it be, and it will be. Okay? Yes. I mean, meditate as much as you feel you need to. Meditate as much as you feel you need to. I've been doing every morning, every night. Every night is something that I've not been super consistent on, but that's the next step for me. Morning and night, I believe that'll be very powerful for being consistently in control. Okay. Or not really in control, but just like, yeah. It's just a way to recenter, align. Whenever you need it, do it at the end of the day. Have I ever projected? I've attempted a few times. Yes, that's definitely true. Back. I've gotten close a few times, but not that I'm aware of. But I was definitely watching some Gaia who was explaining some of it. But that's something that, I would love to do that. We should have an astral travel trip together. That would be cool. Yeah, we should do that. Yeah, that's what I would say. But Tesla was a very good projector. Yeah, it's not surprising. It's not surprising. Yeah, I'd say literally just breathe, man. Anxiety I believe just breathing in itself, even if you're not meditating, just deep breathing in itself will definitely help you let go of anxiety. It'll definitely help a lot. And another thing with anxiety is don't drink caffeine. That's another thing that can help you a lot. You can get rid of anxiety and still drink coffee and caffeine and stuff. But if nothing else works, just get rid of the caffeine. And get rid of just anything that shouldn't be in your body, honestly. Anything. whether it's food, whether it's drinks. And while we're on the topic, guys, a couple things to note if you haven't already when it comes to health. Fluoride-free toothpaste. Not going to get into all the details on all these things. Just do your own research, okay? Fluoride-free toothpaste, that means you got to get rid of Crest, you got to get rid of Colgate. And you guys got to know by this point, the way this system is set up, whoever you believe's running it, all the most popular things are bad for you on purpose. That's just the way it works. You know, it is, you know, you could say that might be a negative outlook, but just the facts that I've seen just prove it over and over again. It's not something that you have to put a negative label on, or it's something you have to focus on and let it stress you out. Just be aware of it. You know what I mean? Just be aware of it. Fluoride-free toothpaste. These are things to avoid. I'll reword this. So these are things to avoid these things at all costs, because this is holding you back. Now, when it comes to like understanding what the intentions and the energy and the spiritual, these things that I'm telling you to avoid, I believe you really need to get rid of these to really feel what I'm saying. And those of you that have removed these things already know this. You already know this, right? When you removed these things, it started to decalcify your pineal gland. So remove the fluoride, but also high fructose corn syrup. This is it's such a very popular ingredient, guys. If you're drinking like brand name sodas, and what's happening, guys, artificial sweeteners, Kevin Trudeau said this, not me. Kevin Trudeau said this. Artificial sweeteners block your brain from transmitting signals or frequencies. So all this stuff I just said goes out the window, or it's not that it goes out the window, but it's not near as strong when you have artificial sweeteners. And they did that on purpose. They don't want you to control your life. They want you to be a slave to the system. How can they make you do that? How can they make you a slave to the system? Not give you the right information and give you the wrong information on purpose. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. But that's just the way it is. But not for much longer. Yeah, tap water. Yep. Tap water has fluoride. Yep, exactly. So, and these are two easy ones to remove. Most people don't do the toothpaste, and I'm telling, like, I would rather not brush my teeth than brush my teeth with fluoride toothpaste. Literally. Or just no toothpaste at all. And I've done it when I had the choice. I've done that. For real. Seriously. And let's not even get into cow's milk. My goodness, we could talk all day on that. Now, I would say the only exception, let's say you have your own farm and you take care of the cows yourself. I say that's a different story. It's a different story. Okay, if it's farm fresh, organic, grass-fed, maybe you can argue that's probably not bad. Okay, but just generally speaking, when I'm saying this stuff, it's the most popular things that are the worst for you, and that's just how it works. And that's when it comes to whether it's restaurants, fast food chains specifically, when it comes to sodas, and what do you guys notice about the TV program, right? What do you guys notice? What are the things that show up the most? The famous restaurants that all the food's given to by the same companies, and it's all specific. They got artificial sweeteners, they got chemicals, it's not even real food. Like a lot of the stuff in America is not even real food. We're eating it. People are putting it in their body, and it's not even real food. It's chemically processed, man-made. Like, how could you possibly think that's going to give you higher energy than before you eat it? Like, it does not make any sense at all. But that's just part of the system. They kind of just get rid of your free will to think. But what was the next one? High fructose corn syrup. Does anyone have any others they want to add to this while I'm thinking? High fructose corn syrup. Now remove these things from your diet. It's going to allow you to transmit a higher frequency faster. It's like you're more in control of your brain. Okay, and then we'll just say this. Another thing that can really help you clean out your system is water fasting. Really help you clean out your system. If you eat something that you shouldn't have eaten, just water fast the next day. Okay, just water fast the next day. Yeah, I don't know. Tell me. I don't know too much about vinegar. I do not know too much about vinegar, but definitely share what you know. I have no idea. I'm not too sure about that. But so fluoride. So high fructose corn syrup. It's in sodas. It's in a lot of chips. It's in a lot of fast foods. It's in a lot of, I believe, cereals. It's in ketchup, like it's in barbecue sauce. I mean, it's in like the most basic things that everyone gets. They do that on purpose. And not only that, but they advertise the specific ones that do have high fructose corn syrup on purpose. It's just, it is the way it is, but I'm telling you this so you're aware of it, so you can take more control over your life. And these are important aspects. This can really take you to another notch, okay? Food dyes. So this is another one. These food dyes have been linked to cancer, specifically red 40, yellow 6, and there's a couple other ones. But these are also in a lot of sodas. They're in a lot of famous chips, you know, like Doritos, or in cereals, like some of the most famous popular cereals and chips you would see, like the brand name ones that you would get in America. And I know some people on here are not in America, but most of you are. Like the most popular ones, just to keep it simple for you guys, these are the ones to avoid: the food dyes, high fructose corn syrup, and fluoride. So what is your responsibility to do, because this is part of protecting your energy, is before you eat something, look at the ingredients. Don't just put it in your body without knowing what you're putting in your body. It doesn't make any sense. If you're just blindly putting stuff in your body, you don't understand how much power what you put in your body has when you're aware of it, and how much it's actually holding you back. You have no idea if you've never had, whether it was a 7-day vegan challenge or a 36, 48-hour water fast, if you've never experienced either of those things or ate organic for a week straight, you don't even know what it feels like to feel the best you can feel, or way better than you're feeling. You literally can't even comprehend how much better you will feel when you remove these things out of your diet. Like it's something you've never experienced before, so you would not know what it feels like, right? What was the other one? There was one more. Yeah. So that's the thing. That's the thing with caffeine. It can be very effective when it's used like if you need it. It can be a crutch if you have to use it every day. Okay, that's the main thing with caffeine, and then really anything you use. It is good, like sometimes if you feel like, you know, maybe I just need that extra boost, whatever. I feel like if you have to do it every day, it becomes a crutch, and you're relying on it, dependent on it. And when you're a dependent, you're attached. And attachment is really what creates resistance. When you attach to the outcome of things, or you attach to the dopamine of I gotta check my phone, or I have to have caffeine in my system. Like you become attached and not as in control. Okay. Yeah, cold shower is such a quick state change. What was the other one? Oh, just GMOs in general. I'm not gonna get too in detailed on all this stuff. It's not really something that I study all the time, but it's just something that I've been avoiding for probably a year and a half now. Oh, so as a coffee replacement, what I use as a coffee replacement, I still drink coffees from time to time, but it's called Zip Fizz. You can get it at Costco and Walmart, and it's a B12 and different vitamins and energy. So I would say if you are someone that's always drank coffee, or you always get caffeine, look for the healthier alternatives that are like natural caffeine, like tea leaf caffeine, or like a guaiacol leaf, or a green tea leaf, or something like that, because there's still caffeine in there, but it's way more natural caffeine. And I know coffee is it's also a plant that grows or whatever, but it's just something, it's not as much caffeine. You don't want to rely on this really good idea here, but always get organic, because GMOs are toxins that you're putting into your body, and any toxins, whether it be from your thoughts, whether it's anxiety, it's resistance at the end of the day. So for you to really step into your power as a spiritual being, you need to remove the toxins from your body. You need to remove them. You need to get them out. You can't get them out if you keep blindly putting things in your body. You're just eating random things. If you're just if you're just watching the news all day, you're just scrolling on social media all day, you don't have a password on anything. You're just allowing whatever, your life is just you're just drifting on through life. Like, that's why you got to be specific with your goals and protective of your energy if it's not aligned with your mission. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what has really helped me out. Hopefully that's something you could take away tonight. But that's where we're just gonna end it off, man. It's a Saturday night. Tomorrow's Sunday. It's a new week. Tomorrow is, or is it 2 days? It might be Monday. There's a new moon either Sunday or Monday. I'll have to check. I can't remember. So that's really where you set your intentions as well. When you set your intentions aligned with the moons, that's something that, with the new moon specifically, that's a good time to do. I'll just leave it at that. We're about to end this call, guys. Much love, man. Peace and blessings. Hope you guys have a great night. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay healthy, my friends. Health is wealth.